welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we have prepared for you a very interesting question. Yes, and the question is, why is Julius Malema wanting to sue Jacob Zuma? You heard me correct. Why is Julius Malema want to take Jacob Zuma to the court? In this video, we are going to talk more about it. We're going to reveal some of this secret which most of people are not aware about, the whole scenario which is taking place between the two political party, which is the EFF of Julius Malema, of course, and the MK party, which belongs to the former president of Republic of South Africa, President Jacob Zuma. So you guys, you deserve to know and see for yourself what has been going on, because if you have to rely only on what politicians are saying or on what politicians have to tell you, trust me, sooner or later you'll find yourself in a serious trouble. You'll find yourself perhaps in a conflict with some family members, or just because maybe you guys, you don't seem to be sharing the same political party opinions. So it is very important that we have this conversation, all of us, in detail, so that we can see the way forward. All right. Julius Malema, you saw him for some times now in his speech, whether it is through the EFF events, or whether it is through the social media, or whether it is through his address towards EFF members. Julius Malema is being very clear. Julius Malema, he have declared an open war against the MK party and the former president Jacob Zuma. And he declared this war, he considered them as the enemy of the EFF. But for what reasons? Because, guys, we are talking about two black Africans, two black South Africans who's supposed to be united, working one place, who's supposed to be speaking one language when it comes to the politics and matters that concern South Africans. But how come all of a sudden we see Julius Malema, who was having such as a beautiful language toward the man called Jacob Zuma in a different conference medias that he was attending, and different questions that he was giving as answers, while Julius Malema was having this good language toward the man Jacob Zuma. But why did he just change all this suddenly to become even more than worse than the Julius Malema that used to fight Jacob Zuma in the Parliament of South Africa? Because that is what we need to keep in mind as a question. What made Julius Malema to change all the suddenly and decide to wanting now to attack or to fight the MK party with Jacob Zuma? Before we get to give you a proper answer to this question, there is something that I want to bring to your mind. I want to refresh your mind, guys, on something which we are all familiar with. Maybe some might have forgotten about it, but in order for us to understand everything, we just need to go back a little bit on what have happened between the 3 years and get to see how things get to this point. To make story short, Jacob Zuma, he has his own reasons, which we have explained you or told you some of them in some of our videos. And these reasons are the main reason that motivated Jacob Zuma to leave ANC or to start fighting ANC while he was still within the ANC. And one of his reasons was to say that this ANC is no longer the same ANC that we all know. Actually, this is the ANC which belongs to Cyril Ramaphosa. I was about to say President Cyril Ramaphosa, of course, because he's my president, but according to Jacob Zuma, he does not consider Cyril Ramaphosa as his president. So he always said that this leadership of the ANC, or this ANC, it belongs to Cyril Ramaphosa. Until today, Jacob Zuma still believe or insisting to tell people that he's a loyal member of the ANC. Politicians, only time will tell whether it is true that he's a loyal member of the ANC or not. But let's stop it there. When Jacob Zuma announced his idea of opening a new political party in South Africa politics, Here are some of his reasons. Was to say that we are coming to do things in the right way compared to the way Cyril Ramaphosa, the ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa, they've been doing around. We are coming to give a true liberation of black South Africans. And that is how we saw Jacob Zuma extending his hand toward different people all over the country so that he can work with. Until then, his relationship with Julius Malema was still good, even though from our side, we sense that something bad is up to come. And I had explained it to you guys before that one of the reasons why I did strongly believe that something bad is up to come is the moment when Zuma had to organize an opposition meeting, which he called a couple of opposition political parties, for them to sit to one place in order for them to choose one opposition political party that can go ahead and be part of this, who can represent the opposition political party to the previous elections which took place in South Africa, so that they can be able to defeat the so-called ANC of President Ramaphosa. Now, in this meeting, you guys even saw also Julius Malema, who have to come and reveal some of the secrets, saying that in this meeting, there were only one thing on the agenda, which was for all the existent political party, opposition political party, to endorse Jacob Zuma as their leader. And this did not sit well for some of other political parties, including even the EFF. They did not want that because, according to the EFF leadership, they were like, no, if there is one or other political parties that can endorse one political party or one leader, that should be the EFF. And they give their reasons because the EFF, they've been there for some times. The EFF, they have the ground forces. The EFF, they have this and that. The EFF, they managed to do this and that in this country. The EFF, they have this kind of influence and that. So why not, since we are all talking about the unity of black Africans, why not all of us come in one place in order for us to defeat the so-called oppressors or the ruling party, which is the ANC? Unfortunately, this proposal, it did not work for other political parties, including Jacob Zuma, even when they had to go to the point of reminding him that he should just go ahead and endorse the EFF. And his answer was very clear. He said that, how possible is it that an old man like me, I have to go and endorse the EFF or endorse a young man to lead me? Since then, it was the moment when some of us, we sensed that something's not adding up. That's the moment we saw that in the future, whatever these people are showing us in the camera, it won't be the same. They will change their positions. They'll be able to start attacking one another. We said about all this, it was if like we knew or we saw that this thing was going to happen sooner or later. Well, after then we saw Jacob Zuma, he went on, he create his own political party. We saw the impact that that political party had at the previous elections. We saw how they won many seats in the parliament. They even become number 3 in the country. Congratulations for that. But we were all hoping and believing that these two political parties, they should sit to one side, not only as an opposition political party, but as a unity of Africans or black South Africans in the parliament, so that they can at least send a loud and strong message to the ANC of reminding the ANC that whatsoever you guys are doing right now, whoever you guys you are working with right now, this is not the right person that you guys deserve to be with. You should come where there's your fellow South Africans. You should come where there's your fellow black Africans, so that together we can see on how to liberate ourselves from our former colonials. That was the wish of everyone. That's how you even saw the ANC, they get weight, because They end up realizing that no, we are siding with the wrong people who are here to challenge our authorities, who are here to tell us what to do things, who still have that kind of mentality of thinking that we're still living the days before 1994. Now, how come these two leaders, these two political parties, they fail to be united? Instead, now they're becoming even enemies. Well, it is very simple mathematics for us to understand. If Jacob Zuma did not put his hands on the EFF members, that would have been something else. But the moment when Floyd Shivambu decided to leave the EFF, that was something that shocked the entire world. I'll be very stupid if I say that it was only the South Africa politics or South Africans who were surprised. No, the entire world who knew about the man called Julius Malema, who knew about the EFF, everyone was shocked. It was going to be more easy if we saw people such as Manyendai and these other people who were more close to Jacob Zuma that we could see before and after Jacob Zuma create this Mkhonto weZizwe party. That would have been at least maybe another case aside, because it was going to be more understandable that no, after all, these people, they are just joining Jacob Zuma because they are more close to Jacob Zuma. Remember, these people, some of them, they were in the ANC, but just because they believe in Jacob Zuma, and Jacob Zuma has become so called in the ANC, no one pay attention to him, no one tried to use him like maybe the way we see they are using Thabo Mbeki, so on and so on. These people, they got discouraged. They had to follow Jacob Zuma. So now that Jacob Zuma was not having a political party, these people, they have to go for another political party, which they believe, strongly believe so, that this political party could be the last hope in order for us to remove the ANC in power. These people, when they choose the EFF of Julius Malema out of all the political parties in South Africa, they were not stupid. They knew very well that the EFF is promising something. They knew very well that there's a future in the EFF. So that's why they came in the EFF. Now, if it was these people who have to choose to leave the EFF and go maybe to Jacob Zuma, it was going to be more understandable. All of us would have said that no, it is normal because they're more close to him. Some of them they are representing actually the Jacob Zuma Foundation. Some of them, they are good friends of Jacob Zuma for many years. But seeing someone such as Floyd Shivambu, a man who fought Jacob Zuma in the parliament day and night, even though today is coming telling us that no, we were all misled. What? You were all misled. Politicians. Guys, politicians are something else. So back to what I was saying. The moment when Floyd Shivambu left, I said to you guys that beside the words of Julius Malema saying that you leaving the EFF is like you abandoning your own work. Well, me, I had went far by telling you that Floyd Shivambu, he just kind of like he abandoned his own child that he have given birth to. The child that we gave birth to under hard and different circumstances. You suffered a lot. You work so hard. You send this child to school. They went to school. Now they're about to graduate. And you end up abandoning them. You even spicing up your relationship with them. That is how I see the whole thing. That's how I see the whole thing. Now, he went on the other side of the river to join the Mkhonto weZizwe, which is good after all. But after him, he left. How many people left the EFF to go and join Mkhonto weZizwe? And how many people left the ANC to go and join this same Mkhonto weZizwe party? Once you get the answer to that question, then you'll understand that something fishy is happening. And it's normal for things to reach to this point. Because when Jacob Zuma was announcing the Mkhonto party, I said to you, I actually quote his word. He said, because this ANC of Cyril Ramaphosa failed to do things in the ways that are supposed to be done. It failed to liberate black people. They still suffering. They still the majority in poverty, so on and so on. It did not open this Mkhonto party to come and fight the EFF of Julius Malema. Those were not his words. But it was for him to fight the ANC. Proof to that, he fought them through the elections. For the first time in the history of the election in South Africa, for the first time in the history, the ANC dropped in such big gap when it comes to the general elections. And we don't know what will have to come again in the next elections that will be happening, that will be taking place in 2026. So that was a very big blow, shocked that the MK with President Jacob Zuma, they had given to ANC. And when EFF and everyone, because the defeat of the EFF, it was more justifying, you know, justifiable. English, yeah, English for Africa after all. Yes, so I hope you don't hold it against me. So as I was saying, it is more justifying, like you can explain about it. Because you had the president of EFF coming forward saying that no, we lost a lot of votes at KwaZulu-Natal. It's because the MK had bought us their voters. Now that they have their own political parties, these people that are going back to vote for the MK. Okay, fine. They understand that. It was very painful, but they accepted to swallow that pill. Which was not the case with the ANC, because the ANC, that's when they even become so angry toward the man Jacob Zuma. They feel like, okay, thanks to this man, he came and he's trying to destroy our organization. He's trying to bring that serious instability to the point that no one is wanting to vote for us anymore. And then that's how they end up expelling Jacob Zuma from the ANC. Now, don't you think that this supposed to be another good opportunity or occasion for the former President Jacob Zuma to go ahead and continue fighting the ANC, because now that they have expelled him? But that was not the case. We saw how he went on, and then people leaving the ANC joining, the EFF joining the MK party. Now that become a serious problem, because the EFF, they can't also sit and keep quiet about it. Guys, we're talking about politics. You heard Julius Malema yesterday in the videos that I play for you. Julius Malema saying that, no, this is politics. This is not a church. Whereby you say that, so if you slap me one side of the year, I'm going to give you another side. No. This is politics. You go toe for toes. And there's no excuses about that. So Julius Malema have understand that. And they end up accepting that, no, this is not only a betrayal, but this is a way of these people trying to demolish the EFF. Whereby it will just remain in the history that, no, there used to be a political party called by the name of Economic Freedom Fighters in South Africa, which was created in 2013 and it disappeared after 10 years. Julius Malema understand that. Now, what do you expect him to do, or what do you expect him to say after realizing that, no, actually here, I'm not Jacob, I'm not Ramaphosa that Jacob Zuma pretend to fight. But I have the impression if like Jacob Zuma actually is working for the ANC in order for the ANC to come and regain back whatsoever it has lost as power to the people of South Africa. That is the other simple mathematics which Julius Malema had understood so far about the whole scenario. Now, what can him do? As I ask the question, do you expect him just to sit and keep quiet? I don't think so. He's a politician. So you heard him yesterday, he said again that I can't sit and keep quiet when there are a group of people who don't know nothing. Those are his words, not mine. Who knows nothing about politics. They are busy trying to destroy me. They are busy trying to throw me, to take me down, to destroy the organizations of the EFF, which was well known around the world. They want to destroy it, and then I must just keep quiet about it. No, I have to do something. And as a true leader, he was left without no choice than to come forward by starting first guaranteeing or assuring all the fighters of the EFF that, guys, don't worry. They can do whatever they are doing right now, but they won't last forever. They won't last forever because this is what's going to happen. So, before Julius Malema get to that point, here are the things that first he started. At first, it was all about him not mentioning the name of former President Jacob Zuma. If he mentioned the name of Jacob Zuma, of course, he will mention it in a very respectful way, like a man who does not have anything to do with Jacob Zuma. But people who have crossed the river, who went on the other side of the Mkhonto Wezizwe party, the campaign that they've now trying to do behind after they have left the EFF is what end up pissing off Julius Malema. Because, you know, what is one thing when you decide to live on your own without being forced, you continue with your life and no one will force you. But it is another thing when you are actually trying now to motivate other people who remain behind you so that they can come forward and join you. And that's what drove Julius Malema insane. The kind of campaign. For example, let's take, for example, Floyd Shivambu at the SBC News. Through the interview, they were asking him a question. They asked him a question concerning Dr. Ndlozi. Did you guys still remember or recall whatsoever he had to give as a response? You could see that he was actually even launching up a call to tell Ndlozi that it's more than welcome to be in the to come in the in the MK party, and even invite more EFF members to do the same. Now, this was something which ended up now making Julius Malema feel like, no, these people, they are taking me like for fool. These people, they seem to forget what I have done in this country, and they seem like to forget how I have beaten them politically, whether it is in the parliament or whether it is outside the parliament. And Julius Malema ended up discovering that some of the EFF members, they are actually in touch with the MK leaders in order for them to join it. As you guys, we heard him giving an example of saying that some of your favorite cupcake, they'll be leaving the EFF very soon. And everyone, were even seeing people such as Dr. Ndlozi and so on and so on. Some of them even consider them or refer to them as expired products, saying that these are expired products and they are busy living, and some of them are still going to live. But here at Cool Buzz TV, we had told you that no, in order for you to know who's the remains member of the EFF, that will be only after the 12th or the 15th of December, where they'll have to finish up with the elections of their new leadership. Then we will see those who will be loyal to this movement or not. Now, yesterday, we saw Julius Malema, who will have to come and give a speech, which I will say that it was actually a report of what have taken place in the previous 3 months. Since Floyd Shivambu decided to leave the EFF, Julius Malema have to come forward and guarantee the fighters, after guaranteeing them that no, we're still here for you, he wanted to demonstrate how powerful and how loyal is these EFF members. The first things he did, he had to call for this provincial what meeting, which took last weekend, which took place last weekend. Guys, please, for the background noise, it is raining over here, so yeah, I just hope you guys can be patient with us on that one, but we need to discuss about these matters as I'm about to finish. So we saw Julius Malema, who launched a very strong message by calling all the EFF members who will be participating in this Nazareth conference that will take place in a few days. Because there were already a lot which was being said concerning this upcoming assembly of the EFF, because they strongly believe that people, they were gonna prostate, people were gonna raise up different issues, people were gonna fight. Some, they even went far by listening to them through their analysis. Some of them, they even went far by saying that actually the downfall of the EFF, it will be in this conference. Through this conference, we see people standing up and leaving the EFF. So Julius Malema have to come and give that answer by first calling all these fighters from wherever they are located in South Africa, so that they can go forward and get some moral. After that, yesterday, we saw the EFF Gauteng, who had to go and march at the Constitutional Court in behalf concerning the matters of Phala with the President Cyril Ramaphosa. As these people were marching, now late on we saw Julius Malema have to come and address them. Normally, Julius Malema is supposed to be addressing them, focusing on what it has to do with Phala, what happened inside the court. But it did not even last for 3 minutes, talking about President Ramaphosa and Phala and what. We saw Julius Malema took that speech into another direction. And that same directions, it ended up leading him to open up about his conflict and the MK political party. He makes serious revelations on things which maybe never spoke before about. He mentioned President Jacob Zuma over there. He even went far by saying that the whole, it is open. So right now, if you have to meet Julius Malema and ask him about Jacob Zuma, well, the answer will be straightforward that no, that one is my enemy. So Julius Malema yesterday, he went and he raised up a case which no one see it happening. A case which was buried already a long time ago. Julius Malema, who used to support President Zuma by saying that no, he's old man, he have done his part, and now he should leave him, he should not be appearing up and down inside the court, he should not be arrested, he should not be this and that. Well, it seemed like yesterday Julius Malema took off his gloves to challenge the old man of Kansla. And he went even far by calling Jacob Zuma to pay him back the money which he owed the EFF. Now you might ask, are we referring or are we talking about the same money which has to do with Kansla or what? No, this time we're talking about the money which the EFF they had spent inside the court in order for them to take former President Jacob Zuma to the court. So since the EFF won all these cases, well, the court had recommended President Zuma to pay back the illegal fees of the EFF, which in other words, which means that the money which the EFF they had spent in order for them to take Jacob Zuma to the court. So the court had ordered that President Zuma should pay it. But the EFF, since their problem was not the money, their problem was just to make sure that the law or the justice to take place, to be served, to the point that former President Jacob Zuma have to be retired from the office. For them, they were like, okay, our mission is finished. We don't have much to do again here. We don't have nothing to do. About money, no, man. We can take that as a gift. We have done our part. Let's leave him. But yesterday, Julius Malema came forward saying that no, he's going to take former President Jacob Zuma to the court so that he can pay them this money. That's a way of showing that, well, the EFF, Julius Malema, they are no longer seeing, or they are no longer having two enemies, which is the ANC and the DA, but instead they are having three enemies now. So, not long ago, I saw the MK party, they also released a press conference. For the first time, I saw Advocate Dalim Pofu, who have to come forward and try to react about on what is being said so far, and what Julius Malema have said so far. Well, you need to stay tuned, because in our next video we'll talk more about it. But his answer, guys, his answer was just kind of like a bit funny for me, and you could just tell that it is either they were busy preparing something for a long time ago in the EFF, which is not working in their favor. So now they're kind of like thinking to move forward to another stage in order for them to do whatsoever they wanted to do. So he gave his answer, and he said that in behalf of the MK party, they are not going to respond to any kind of provocations. He referred to Julius Malema like a small boy who's trying to blah, blah, blah. Well, at the same time, you have to acknowledge that no, they are politicians, and it is normal for them to have different opinions. It's normal for them to disagree. But what's not going to tolerate is if it has to reach to the point of bringing in violence. If they have to bring in violence, that's what's not going to tolerate. Guys, so Julius Malema, he wants to take Jacob Zuma to court for those reasons that I just explained you. And we shall see for how long the MK, they are not going to entertain this saying of the president of the EFF, or they are going also to have something to use against the EFF. Well, only time will tell whether we're right about that or not. So for our side, I think it was very important we communicate with you on this topic and have to tell you our point of view, so that at least you be having a proper clarity of what is happening so far in politics of South Africa with the South Africa politicians. So I think that will be all, guys. Do us a favor before you leave. Make sure that you like this video. Give us your thumbs up. We really do appreciate that. Please, I'm begging you, like this video before you leave it. I'll see you again very soon in our next video. But for now, continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon in our next video. Ciao, ciao.